What is up, everybody? This is Mark and Mike, and it's another The Wrestling Babble podcast by Wrestling Inc. I'm Mark the Mike. I'm joined by Louis Beans.
What is up? What is up?
And tons of wrestling to cover. New reigns of the Triple H Week 2, WWE Critic Control, and it's looking great. I can't say nothing. There's not a lot of bad things to say about it at all. Like, I don't have nothing bad to say about Raw this week or SmackDown. Um, but it's looking good. That's what I mean, it's making me excited about what we've been watching again.
I agree. It's more fun. It's more meaningful. Yeah, it's
And
just
there's
just better, right?
cliffhangers.
Oh yeah. You're right. You're right.
There's like this meaning to everything, and we just had like a good discussion before the cast, and it's like going into it, and it's just like it makes it just fun to watch. Like, Raw ended in a way that I'm like, damn, I can't wait for next week now.
Hmm.
And that's a good thing. That's an exciting thing, and we're gonna get to more into it when it comes and the weekend wrestling. We're gonna get to the weekend wrestling, but this week we have the wrestling retrospect, and last week I chose the Miz,
Yes, sir.
and trying to highlight some of his stuff. I try to highlight some of his old stuff too, especially when he tagged with Morrison.
I didn't. You mean like there was a first time?
Yeah, there was one before before like 2020. Yeah, when he
Okay.
first tag team with him. Yeah.
No, I didn't see any of those. Okay.
I think they had some good ones, but I actually liked the whole time when they had their tag and stuff like that. But yeah, I chose the Miz. I think Miz is very. I think he don't get the credit he deserves, especially when he actually helps build baby faces and things like that. And I just want to give him more credit and send some more love to him. Um, One of the first matches I'm gonna pick uh was, where is it? I just had it. It was, there we go. It was for the IC title. I had No Mercy. It was the Miz versus Dolph Ziggler 2016. This was when Miz was going on that insane IC title reign, and I think they had one of the coolest stories going into it because he just shitted on Dolph Ziggler, saying that he's never gonna be more than what he is and things like that. And it built in, it got really personal. And when that match happened, it was real personal. They just went straight at it. There's no tie up, there was nothing, and it showed kind of the best of both guys. And I think Ziggler got his sixth IC title reign off that match, so it was a good match.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
What's yours?
So I went through all the way back to the beginning because again there was stuff I didn't see. I didn't see the Miz when he first got there. So I watched. Hold on. It is, and most of these I did not find on fan sites. They are on WWE's YouTube, so you
Yeah.
can easily find them. It is the Miz versus Daniel Bryan, the U.S. title match, WWE Night of Champions
Oh, that
2010.
was a while ago. Yeah, that was a good one.
So again, I never saw this. I wasn't even watching WWE at the time. I don't think I was watching wrestling at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This is interesting for me because this is the beginning of like Bryan in WWE around the time I assume, right?
Yeah.
Because it's 2010. Um, and it's I know of, thanks to them never letting you forget while Bryan was there, the history of the Miz and Daniel Bryan and NXT.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see it. Like I guess this is what the match that really solidified the rivalry for years to come. And the Miz tapped out,
Yeah.
and Bryan won. Was that his first U.S. title,
Yes, that was his
Bryan?
first U.S. title.
There you go.
I think
Good
that was his
match. Good match.
first title win in WWE.
Okay, there you go. The Miz making stars. Don't
Yeah.
say he never did anything.
Oh, that's something. All right, so my next one is just gonna be a fun match, and honestly, I love the build up to it, and I think I watched all the vignettes going towards it. This was
Hmm.
part of the mixed match challenge, and this is the Miz and Asuka
Hmm.
versus Big E and Carmella.
Okay, I know I was definitely watching during that time period. Okay,
Yeah,
so I probably saw most of those matches.
so Big E and the New Day and Carmella pretty much had a bunch of vignettes of them to like trading workout tips and things like that, and them doing their favorite things and stuff. And so those shits are hilarious. If you have never watch them because they invaded a neighborhood in black leotards. It was hilarious. Um, but I actually liked it. Carmella and Biggie tagging. They actually looked. They had the part. They wore the same singlet. They actually were going in the tag team. Miz and Asuka, I think, worked perfectly because I think in Miz's mentality, if he can't get his wife, he's gonna get the best women wrestler he possibly could get, and that's Asuka. This match was a lot of fun, a little back and forth, a lot of like big funny hijinks that happened. Biggie threatened to squash Asuka through the match and shit like that. So it was a very fun, and it just made me remember. Actually, I really enjoyed mixed match challenge.
Hmm.
A lot of people didn't. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun concept, and I actually wouldn't mind them doing that again if done right.
I thought they were gonna bring it back. I thought people did like it.
Yeah,
Like after a while.
it
Like
was a
I
mix.
know when it started,
Yeah.
it wasn't liked, but I thought because they made it fun, like Team Little Big, like Oscar and the Miz,
Mhm.
like you said, the interactions with New Day and Carmelo, like
Yeah.
I thought all that stuff ended up making people like fall for it. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's something I would put. Um.
I guess maybe it's just that they don't need it because now they're not afraid because they're like, well, I mean, you can have factions that have men and women. Look at the Judgment Day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Rhea is not above probably getting hit, but she is definitely willing to choke you out, man
Yeah.
or woman. That's dominant.
Dominic learned the hard way.
Yes, sir.
All right. What's your next one?
The second one I picked, again, because I didn't know it existed, I thought it was interesting, was The Miz uh, versus Jerry Lawler, WWE
I
Championship
remember
match.
that.
And I was like, what? Jerry Lawler fought The Miz for the championship?
Yeah,
What?
that was actually. I think that was actually right after his win too. I think it was like
And it was at Elimination Chamber 2011. Um,
so right
Again,
before.
I was not watching at the time. Also, the other thing that was going from one video to the next, it was the era of very, very evil Michael Cole,
Yeah.
where he would obviously, if you were a good guy, he would just shit on you. Like
Yep.
it was really just listening to it, was just like, man, he was. But I also see he was in the Miz's pocket. Like
Yeah.
when the Miz won this match, Michael Cole ran from commentary and raised his
Yeah.
hand. I was just like,
Yeah.
that's funny because he doesn't really have any interactions with anybody except Pat nowadays. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah. Pat. He
So,
does. He does have interactions with Graves as well, but that's really about it.
but like him with a wrestler is like
Nah, he's not
that's
wrestling.
different. That's
He does
different.
bring it
So
up though, like when people start bragging, and he's like, "I got a WrestleMania when you don't."
this is true. This is true. He also did have to wear that ugly orange singlet and get, I think, a tooth knocked out by his, by who knocked a tooth out? Was it the King?
Yeah, no,
I
yeah, it
forget.
was the King. It was the King
Yeah.
because
So
it
there's
was him
that.
versus Jr.
But again, yes, yes, it was a good match. It
Yeah,
was surprisingly good. Like this era. So this is 2011, 11 years ago. King can still go.
yeah,
I'm just saying, King can still go. And I noticed also continuing Alex Riley.
yeah,
He was like his right hand man at the time. So
yeah. That was during the NXT when they had like the
see,
juniors
there
and
you go.
shit.
I missed that entire thing. So
Yeah,
it was cool. It was like a little time capsule.
yeah. My last one will be Rock and Cena versus R Truth and The Miz at Survivor Series 2011.
Okay.
This was Rock's first match, like first physical match back in WWE in quite some time.
Hmm.
Our Truth and The Miz tagging was just weird, but was kind of very entertaining as well to build up to this match. And R-Truth was pretty much calling everyone the little Jimmies. This was when he was going heel.
Okay.
So
Okay.
everyone was a little Jimmy, not like that. He'll call it like he called everyone a little Jimmy because they were bullshitting him and shit like that. It was a fun match. It was really good to see R-Truth actually work with The Rock and actually sell the shit out of his stuff. But The Miz was like gold in this match, and it showed his main event status and stuff like that. I think he was, I think he was also overlooked and things like that during that time because they never gave him they never put the title on him back, gave him back the title back after he lost it. So it was cool. It was trusted.
Hmm. Hmm.
What's your last one?
And then my last one is the opposite of yours. I guess maybe this is the match that started the feud. And I watched The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler Intercontinental title match SummerSlam 2014.
Yes.
And so I guess this is probably the first big ass match where it ends up in a title
Mhm.
switch because this is movie star Miz. This is like I don't know what movie he came off of, but he came in as this is like the full. This is almost like the today's Miz. He has the long coat,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
long white coat with the big shades. So I guess that's around when he started becoming movie star Miz.
So our matches are very close together. So I think the one I'm talked about is the pay per view after the one you're talking about.
Well, you said yours was 2016.
The 2016. Okay, so
This is 2014. So this that's what I'm saying. This is probably what started.
yeah, so he was out for a little bit, and then when the Miz returned, he came back as that movie star kind of thing. I think
Okay, cool,
Maurice
cool.
was with him. This was the first time Maurice was back with him.
All right. So here he's by himself.
Yeah.
And this is already the more familiar Ziggler, longer hair, uh, kind of like beach bum look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
tan with the tattered, the gear, the tattered with with the tights on top of all the stuff. But he has short the bikers on.
Yeah.
It was a good ass match.
Nice. Yeah, him and
But
Ziggler always
again,
had good like, chemistry.
I'm about to say, yeah, they had it was the thing of the chemistry between the two of them. But like, I will give credit to Ziggler. Ziggler was on fire in this match,
Yeah.
and it was kind of cool, like to see him get. I guess I don't know which one this was. I don't know which number Intercontinental Championship win this was, but it
Yeah.
was like you said at that time he had six, so maybe this was what 3 or 4,
Yeah.
maybe even less than that. So cool,
Yeah,
cool stuff.
there's a lot of good, other cool shit with the Miz. If you check his career out, like he has so many. He probably wrestled the who's who of WWE and stood toe to toe with them for the most part. So definitely check out his stuff. He has a lot of good stuff. Um, yeah, let's get into the weekend wrestling. So we kick off with Monday Night Raw. Again, this is Triple H. This is his second show. I'm not gonna keep saying what number show he's doing, but this will be his second show, and this is probably more of him controlling the show because there was not the pay per view right after it. So I think he had more like freedom to do what he wanted to do with this show.
Hmm.
We kick off with Becky Lynch coming out. Great promo by her. I actually thought the promo was exact. This is something I noticed this week, especially on promo side of things. I feel like there is a lot less control from the backstage with their promos, and
Hmm.
it felt a bit natural. And if they fucked up, they fucked up, but it felt natural.
True, true.
Love Becky Lynch's promo. Love Bianca Belair. Kind of like they pretty much squashed their beef and pretty much like that. And Becky's out for a bit. They also sold the injury a bit more with Bailey, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky jumping her from behind. And yeah, there's more story going into that, and I actually really enjoyed that.
Yes, sir. I agree.
Kick off the show strong. That was, I think, a really strong kickoff.
Got to hand the ball off. Becky passed the ball to the next player. So
And that energy did not go down because we went right into the triple threat. So they actually, one thing I give credit and credit's due. You made the IC title feel like a prestige title just by showing a vignette of the past champions and actually having a focal point on the U.S. title tonight. The star of the show of this week was the U.S. title, and I love
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
We started off with so there was going to be two triple threat matches, and then the winners of both of them will meet each other later on tonight, and they'll get the title shot against Bobby Lashley. So we got the first one, which AJ Styles fought Mustafa Ali and The Miz. This match I think was my favorite match of the show, but there was a lot of good ones. So, but I just loved like the some of the catches that Ali had and AJ had, and even The Miz. Some of them looked crazy and sick, and they just let them fly and let them just do what they do best and fucking wrestle. So, I really love this match.
Yeah, I think the the number one thing that I got from this match was they were allowed to use their strengths and they shine really, really good.
Yeah.
Like AJ was phenomenal in the match. He ended up winning with a very, very cool counter.
Yes.
Ali looked like a high flying superstar. That beautiful tornado DDT from the top to
That shit was
outside,
scary
like that's
too.
crazy. Um, and the Miz was like the perfect opportunist during the
Yeah.
match, and
Yeah,
so it all worked together.
that that finisher he caught with Ali it looked evil. Like he caught him like right off the rope, and that transition was fucking crazy.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, I really enjoyed that match. It was a lot of fun. Um, Seth freaking Rollins comes out with a promo and pretty much goes into, and then the Street Fighter Profits come out and they kind of challenge Seth Rollins, and they were like, all right, rock paper scissors. They kind of hinted the whole breakup thing that everyone's kind of rumoring after SummerSlam, but they kind of just were the same. And then they pretty much played rock paper scissors. Right when he was about to put down, Montez Ford grabbed the ref and ran into the ring.
Well, I think the more important thing that they played up though was the relationship between the Prophets
Yes,
and Riddle,
I
because
agree.
that was the reason they were even out there. Like
Yep.
they, because that's when Seth started backpedaling. He was like, "Yo, yeah, I know he's your boy, but come on," and you just get to see him squirm
Yeah.
before they say screw it, and Montez just
Yep.
just again, very good,
Then we
very
got
good.
Seth freaking Rollins versus Montez Ford. Really good
That
match
was
too.
very good, very very good.
Really, really good match. Strong win by Seth Rollins.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, and
And he
highlighted.
also we forgot the focal point of him even coming out there. He said, "I'm done with Riddle. Now I
Yeah.
can focus on Roman Reigns," and that's when he got interrupted.
Yes. So the Seth freaking Rollins is focused on Roman right now.
Well, he's got to finish the Street Profits.
Yes. So he won't finish the other one probably next week. Um, Bailey, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky attack Alexa Bliss and Asuka during their match. They had a one-on-one match, and then I didn't see the match actually happen. I'm like, why are they fighting? Weren't they like tag team last week? And then they got jumped. So I was like, that makes sense. So
Hmm.
they got jumped. Saw that shit coming, but it was cool. Showing the dominance that team has right now and the teamwork. So keep it. I'm all for a female shield if y'all do it right. Just beat the shit out of people. You go to our second U.S. title contention match. You got Ciampa, you got Dolph Ziggler, and you got Chad Gable for the U.S. title. This is another fantastic match. Again, showcased everyone in this match, but Ciampa gets the win, and he goes on later on to fight AJ Styles.
Yes, sir.
I think Gable was really highlighted in this match, and he did some
Hmm.
crazy shit. So
I think Ziggler too.
I really
Um,
hope Gable gets some traction.
yeah, I believe so.
Um, a returning Edge vowed to end the Judgment Day with his own theme back. So he just went through like three themes. He's doing Aaliyah shit, man. Stop that. And it's all sung by the same person, which is makes at least he stays consistent with the band he uses.
This is true. True.
Um, so we got a match with Bianca Belair and Io Sky. Ended up with a huge brawl with Asuka and Alexa coming in for the save. Made a lot of sense because they got jumped before, and I'm glad, and this is something I am very happy they did not do. It was not a 6 women tag right after it.
Yeah, that's the thing that every time somebody interrupts, oh, then you come back, there's a ref in the ring, and there's a match. Like, what?
So I was very happy it did not end in a 6 women tag.
Yeah, I agree.
I yeah. Then we got Ciampa defeating AJ Styles to earn the U.S. title shot against
Crazy.
Bobby Lashley.
Madness. Madness.
Hell of a match. Um, yeah. So next week we got Ciampa versus Bobby Lashley for the U.S. title.
That's a hell of a matchup. Guess what? It's also a matchup I don't think we've ever seen
Mm,
solo.
there we go. There we go. Well, anything Ciampa had this week, he has not wrestled. Well, did he wrestle Gable? No, he did not wrestle Gable. No, he probably yeah he did. He fought with Johnny Gargano when they were American Alpha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so when was that? Like 5 years ago. And then we end with the main event
Maybe
being
more than that. No,
yeah
no, no. That's true.
maybe, and then we end the main event the Usos versus Mysterios for the undisputed tag team titles. Edge and then Edge accidentally spears Dominic.
He got tricked.
He got
He got tricked.
yeah. I think the one that's taking the most out of this whole rivalry is Dominic. He's getting beat up by Rhea. He's getting speared by Edge. He's just getting his ass kicked everywhere.
Ever since he got thrown off the stage by Roman Reigns, like, what was it, last year
Yeah.
or the year before?
Uh-huh.
His life's never been the same.
I know. Like damn, Mysterios just get their ass handed. But it was a good tag team title match. It was a good ending. Very good storyline, keeping the Judgment Day to the last segment on Raw and having Edge. Like that was a lot of questions and a lot of things, and it kind of leaves you thinking what's gonna happen next week. And that's something that I'm very excited about is the fact that they're making you feel that you can't wait to next week, and that's a good thing.
I agree.
Monday Night Raw, I'm gonna give it a solid
Yeah, I'm agree. It earned it,
A. Yeah.
so I'm gonna go A too.
Um, we go to NXT 2.0. I just like closed it by accident. I'm like, God damn it. Here we go. NXT 2.0. We kick off with uh, the four-way for the women's tag team titles. You have Katana and Kaden Carter. You have Toxic Attraction. You have Ivy Nile and Tamu Plexi. And you have Leon and Forzo, I guess. Two for the women's tag team titles. The winners was Katana and Kaden. I was extremely happy they won the titles. I was really happy they took it, and it was a good match.
Yeah, I think something that they at least need to get credit for was that if you noticed during the match, the reasons for a lot of the some of the teams losing, well, not a lot, some of the teams losing was story stuff. So it ended up that the Diamond Mine team got eliminated because they had beef, right?
Yep.
So she went to go save a homegirl, so she got eliminated. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
Like it's little things like that that I okay. So this is a way how you get this team to lose, this team to lose, and like it makes sense, and
Yeah.
I like that throughout the entire match. Also the two I don't know what their team name is or composition. They wore the two girls with the blue,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
sky blue. They're actually better than they
Yeah.
were before. They looked a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
again, it was a good match, and I'm
Yes.
I'm glad because I kept saying when they finally gonna win, they finally did it. So
Yeah. I'm very happy they got it. So
I just like
I'm.
to point out.
But
See, this is why you don't give up. Because Katie Carter was there for about as long as people like The Finest and Aaliyah. And she got gold, man. I'm just saying, don't give
yeah.
up.
Yeah. She was there since the Mae Young Classic.
Very long time, dude.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
hmm
I'm happy she got the titles. I wonder what they're gonna do. So they announced like beyond like it's going a little ahead, but they did announce Monday Night Raw starting a women's tag team tournament for the titles.
hmm
I wonder if we're gonna get some NXT tag teams up in there.
I know what I saw Mandy Rose say. So she's hinting at something. Keep your eyes open.
Yeah. All right. So hopefully we get them. I could see them also. I I personally would have liked it, but because I think they could have did a lot more with it. They did tease it here and there with Sasha and Bailey going to NXT. I wouldn't mind the women's tag team titles being unified to go through all three shows.
Yeah. It'd be a better. I think it'd be a better fit.
And
It just depends on what they want to do with 2.0. Because
yeah,
like at the time, it feels like the only way to get there is you have to travel off the island of Raw or SmackDown and
yeah,
take a boat
yeah,
to get there. It's not like people come from NXT there all the time. The only person I believe recently since 2.0 that showed up is Breaker, right?
yeah.
So only the men's champ. Yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't mind like I wouldn't mind the women's tag to be fully unified and like getting the star power to go to NXT to give you maybe even a boost of ratings on NXT and but also establishing that tag team, establishing women being able to just be tag teams and not single competitors as well.
Hmm.
Start building these tag teams, start building these girls together and things like that. And I think that it could be a very good thing. But I'm glad that they're
2.0 was ahead of the curve. I will
yeah.
give him credit for that.
Yeah, so I hope we see really good things with the tag titles. I really want the women's tag titles to be a thing. So keep that going. We got Carmelo Hayes defeats Nathan Frazier to retain the NXT North American title. He pretty much ran in front of the dude before taking the title shot. So
That's messed up.
yep,
But yeah, hey, listen. See, we got character development
yeah,
because then we got the model on the mic.
yeah.
So he got to talk. He got to insult Vic. So it is what it is.
We have Braun Breaker and JD McDougan signed the contract for the NXT title. This man is signing shit in blood. That yo after Kobe, you can't be doing that shit.
Don't worry, he's tested.
um,
The freaking what was the guy? Roosh licking Moxley's blood. Listen, I don't
yeah,
know, man. Moxley be around a lot of people.
I know. I don't.
I'm not drinking
Yeah.
his blood, man.
Um, I have a feeling that Braun Breaker's time as champ is coming to an end.
I don't think McDonough's gonna take it.
I
I don't
think he'll
think
be a
that's gonna
good
be the
heel
guy.
champion though.
He would be, but I don't think it's gonna be the
Yeah.
guy to derail Breaker. I think they need a star that's like from 2.0. I think that they feel has risen to that level because he's
Yeah.
like the only one right now, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody else is not that level, or it's Mandy and they're a transplant that came back. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like a newer person that nobody's seen
And I
rise
still
up and
kind of
be
want to see
like,
Apollo fight him.
you know what is she? I say we gotta end up with Grayson Waller as a champ.
Grayson Waller. I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, he
Or at
would be
least the North American
a
title.
real good. But I like. Well, I mean, he has a reason to take Melo's champ. He tried
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. And I don't think he's done with him.
Yeah, mm,
Somehow, some way,
mm.
he's gonna find a way to get a title.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Or he's just gonna
Yeah,
steal it from
yeah.
a fan. Like, oh, that's your title. Oh, this is my title now.
He's the guy that would steal it from the champ and swap theirs with the replica. That's
Yep.
what he.
100%. I 100% agree with that. We got Manny Rose defeat Saray. I thought it was a good match.
Hmm. It made a lot of sense.
Mhm.
Everything Manny was pissed off.
Yep.
You broke my face. You forgot about that.
Yeah.
She had a mask on.
Yep.
So
I like the continuity with story. Again, I think Mandy Rose right now is killing as the women's champion. I think she's
hmm
probably my favorite champion right now. If I had
I
to
think
say,
for women's champ,
I
yeah.
love
From
Bianca. I
for
love
me,
Liv, but I think Mandy just been killing it.
well, I called it. I've been said she's
No,
my champ.
100%.
When she first came back,
Mhm.
it's like what?
I'm glad she got this opportunity, and I think even I could see her definitely going back to the main roster and fucking killing it as well. So
Hmm. hmm
um, just Mandy's been killing it, and I think in her in ring work and her character work in ring has gone to a whole different level, and I think she's that great. So um, She reminds me of a heel Trish Stratus now. Like she's really
Yeah.
in that level, and I'm not very happy to see what she's been doing.
Hmm.
Um, we have Axum, whatever his name is, Axum,
Oh, Axiom. Hmm.
Axiom versus Duke Hudson. He defeats him. Um, I'm still not interested in the character. I'm sorry.
No, but I appreciate Duke Hudson making fun of
Yeah,
him. Called
yeah,
him a
I did
dirt
too.
and slapped.
Yeah, and then I think this is no. Yeah, I thought it was a main event, but it's not. Then you got the Creed brothers defeat Tony D'Angelo and Stacks to retain the NXT titles. Solid match
Hmm.
as well.
Oh, yes, sir.
It's
Not bad.
also story with the returning Santo Escobar's
Hmm.
um, popping this dude in the mouth, which made me happy.
Yes, sir.
That's who I could see taking the belt from Braun Breaker.
Yeah. Yeah, but well, he still got this family business, so
You
let's
gotta
see where
kill
this
him.
goes.
He's gonna just put dynamite in their car and that's it. We done. Whatever happens in a parking lot stays in that parking lot. You're gonna have
True.
explosions. You're gonna stay in that parking lot. You got Joe Gacy defeat Brooke Jensen. This is also building into a storyline of them going after the NXT UK titles. Um, Grizzled Young Vets just look weird.
Agree. Agree.
But I called it. It was dumb. I knew it was dumb.
Damn
Knew
it.
it was dumb.
Why did you have to be right?
Because I looked at the limitations of all the tag teams that are accounted for, and they're not ones that were accounted for.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, process of elimination. You
Yeah.
right.
Alba Fire defeats Lash Legend. Okay, match.
Hmm. I like that at least Lash is getting somebody with some experience to fight. That's how you're supposed to do
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And I think Alba Fire might be a fourth member of Bailey's crew.
No,
That'd be scary.
no, no.
She
She's too
evil.
solo. She'll hit you in the back with that
Hey,
bat. Nah.
that's almost a whole war game team.
But they weren't the same people, though, right?
No, well, Dakota Kai got not eliminated in the beginning. He no, yeah, Dakota Kai did help their team. She eliminated Tegan Knox in the beginning.
Oh, oh no. It was that War Games?
Yeah,
Damn.
Io Shirai was on their team too.
Oh, snap.
Bianca was on their team too. And
Mm,
Bianca was heel.
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a
Okay.
war game team. Honestly, they need Shayna Baszler, and then there's
Yeah,
the whole
yeah,
war
yeah,
game
yeah.
team. But yeah. And then our main event was the Full Count Anywhere with Solo Sakai versus Von Wagner.
This is probably, I would say this is Von Vanilla's best match.
Yeah, he had
I
like
think
chocolate chips.
him and Solo get along like well in the ring.
Yeah,
Because Solo's already good. He's like, I say he's under Mello in his like being like ready.
yeah,
Like, but not quite Braun Breaker, where he's just, I know what that guy's character is.
yeah,
He's just he's an angry Steiner.
yeah. Yes.
So, but this match is really good for both of them.
Yep.
And I mean, you got what? So the street champ, he won the match.
Yeah, he won.
So I guess he defends his title of street champ, right?
Yep. And he's 2-0 and used no DQ matches.
There you go. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, and he's looking at Carmelo Hayes' title right now too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it was a good match. I think it was Von Vanilla's. Von Vanilla was not just vanilla that night. He had a little chocolate chips in them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a good
It's
match.
probably dirt, but whatever.
It probably was dirt. I don't know. Depending on how you handle your
He
ice.
was fighting in the street, man. It was
Yeah,
probably some dirt.
but it was good stuff. NXT 2.0, where you give it?
I'm gonna give it a B plus. The in-ring stuff was pretty solid this week, and the
Yeah.
story stuff made a lot of sense. So, yeah.
I think the story stuff, the story sides are getting better and getting more consistent. You can kind of see the influence coming a different direction now, and I think that's a good thing. I think Shawn Michaels has more control of the show than he did before with this dude being the head writer and shit. So again, I think
We did
stories are
still have the weird stuff with Chew though,
yeah,
because you remember she had that crazy dream,
yeah. She did
and
have a
then I
crazy
let to
dream,
Stratton.
but it wasn't as many.
No, I
Yeah,
know.
so
I'm just saying.
it's a step in a good direction.
You can't. I don't say get rid of all of it, but boy, oh boy, you can't have one of those every 5 minutes or
Yeah,
every 15 when it's a 2 hour show. That's just too much.
yeah, I agree with that. I do agree with that. We go to a. I go B plus as well. We go to AEW at Dynamite. We kick off with Orange Cassidy versus Jay Lethal.
That was a good match. I was surprised.
Yeah,
Like I've never seen them fight before. I don't know, but
uh,
surprisingly good.
Lethal wins.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, we go to the Undisputed Elite return. Adam Cole cuts a promo and pretty much knocks out the Young Bucks with Hangman Page coming for the save.
It was a nice cliffhanger because of what he said. He
Yeah,
was like, "You guys can't win. You can't win the tournament." He's like, because you won't be physically able. Uh-oh. What does that mean? Bam. And then Red Dragon whipped their ass.
yep,
So that's cool.
yep.
I mean, listen. But Hangman can't just trust him.
This wrestling world, you
You
just
gotta
trust one
he gotta
blindly.
make him jump through a hoop. Something stupid.
They could just buy
He's
him
gotta
beer,
be
and
at
he'd be
least.
good.
Okay. Well, yeah.
He's easy.
How about a barrel?
A barrel.
A barrel of whiskey. There you
There you
go.
go. Gets one barrel. They use that the
Each.
Kraken
Each.
barrel.
Yeah, each because we know they got money.
Yeah.
Cough it up.
We got Thunderstorm. That's Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa defeats Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter.
I wasn't expecting him to win,
Yeah.
but it was a good match.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, good solid things. We got Powerhouse Hobbs in action. He destroys a man, and then
A
Ricky
local
Starks runs in and fights him and gets destroyed again.
But it's true. It is what it is. What it is. Don't just be running up on that man.
Yeah. I'm actually digging their storyline, so I'm for their fight.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Um,
But the other thing was on commentary, Taz dissolved Team Taz.
yes. So Team Taz is done. In pre-tape promo, Darby Allin tattooed himself while talking to his house, talking to the House of Black at Brody King and Ink and the Coffin Drop. So they pretty much are building into a coffin match.
I mean that's crazy. So I assume that he's going to have to die in the match to lose
Yeah, someone's gonna die.
because that's the story they're telling me is that Darby will not give up. He's going to tattoo that message on his hand. He's not going to lose the match.
Yeah.
Is what he's implying. You have to kill him. So we'll see. We'll see.
Matt Hardy versus Christian Cage. I think my highlight of this match was the sign behind them saying "I played this match on No Mercy."
That was hilarious. I love it. It was a solid match, but I think the reason I liked the match more was the commentary because
Yeah,
they had JR on it and they were actually acknowledging their accomplishments
yeah,
and going back and forth about why this match is kind of important,
yeah,
why they actually do have a rivalry. I'm like, all right, you see, even though the match wasn't like the best thing on the show, it at least entertained me the entire match, and that
yeah.
means commentary including. So I like that.
That's good. And then you had Jungle Boy running in with
Mhm.
the distraction of the Luchasaurus.
With the Christian is a pussy shirt,
Yeah.
not available on AEW shop. Oh shit.
We go to the dumpster
And you
mat.
know what? You know
Go
what? Wait, we gotta back up because we skipped over the story part where he almost ran over Tony Schiavone,
Oh yeah, he did.
tried to kill Christian. I thought that was funny. I
Yeah.
know it was the greatest thing, but that shit had me down. I was like, yo, he almost killed Tony.
We also had Ethan Page cut a promo, and Stokely came out and offered him a card.
What is he building?
I don't know, but
This
I
better
hope
be a
not
hell of a
another tag
team.
team.
It better be a hell of a super team.
I hope he's just not another tag team.
I hope he just basically recruits them and he makes the Space Jam team,
There you go. The Monster
and they
Squad.
really do it, and they win the basketball championship against the Monstars.
There you go. You got the dumpster match of Acclaim and the Gun Club.
It was a dumpster fire, but I think these two get along so well. There was one thing I wanted to say to mention specifically to you why I like the match, and it's because of the chemistry and it's the way they fight each other. The gun club doesn't get credit for it, and I think uh, they learned like the small moments in between the big spots from their father really well
Yeah.
because the way they like hit each other and they slow down and stuff is something that in AEW is kind of rare
Yes.
because
I
everybody's
agree with
going
that.
a mile a minute. But I was literally watching them do their thing. And I'm like, oh, they take time between hits. They make like the punches mean something, something every time they hit each other. So like, yeah, it was a mess, but it was like it was intended to be that, and I
Yeah.
thought it was good that way.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I started noticing that as well. They take their time and they listen to the crowd too.
Mm-hmm. And it's not for nothing. Look. Which one is it? Austin?
Yeah.
That gets the that goes crazy when they
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
saying it. Like that's the thing. You should do that. Like stop, take it in, and then have the mental breakdown in the middle of the match. And it's just like, yeah, that adds to his character. So there you go. Like,
100%. And
yep.
one thing they did the same exact thing that the New Age Outlaws did to Matt Ryan
I hate.
and Chainsaw
I
Charlie.
no. I hate this.
Yeah.
God damn it! Didn't they just announce Chainsaw Charlie?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Yeah.
now they gotta make an AEW dumpster playset. There you
There you go.
go.
There you go. But yeah, they did exactly what they did to New Age Outlaws did to them back in the day. So I saw
Hmm.
the homage of it. Again, the match could have been cleaner. There was some shit that I wish they didn't take the risk of fucking hurting themselves with, but other than that, it was okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, and then we go to the main event, which was Wheeler Yuta versus Chris Jericho.
A very good match. Very good.
I so my big thing with this match is how he ended it with the old school lion tamer, and I think that's
Mm,
what sold me the most in this match was that old school lion tamer.
I think mostly the commentary with Regal pointing
Yeah,
out why Wheeler was doing certain things and the way
yeah.
he was acting. Like again, it's certain points when the commentary does like amp up the match for me, and so I think that helped with this match as well. So I
No,
really
I
liked it.
agree with that too because I think that helped out a lot, especially like commentating with even Regal talking about Jericho and Jericho's past as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think I helped the match a lot. It was an okay match, but again, I liked the end. I think the end was my
Hmm?
highlight with that old school lion tamer. He changed it from that because when he started fighting big people, he can't do that to a lot of the big people.
Oh, I see. I see.
So and
I
he
see.
also had it adjusted to a way that people could easily get out without it looking terrible.
Ah,
So that's why
okay.
he went more into a Boston Crab that later in the years.
I thought it was just because he always did that
Nah, he
in the
did. He used to
in the
do it
old
like
school.
that. The way he did the Yuta in the end, that's the way he used to do it.
No, I thought that was he did the Boston Crab because that was just the move he did before he like invented quote unquote like that wasn't just an old move before.
No,
That's like an old wrestling move, right?
well, Boston Crab is like the old, probably one of the oldest wrestling moves there is.
That's what I mean. Like I was just
Yeah.
like, oh, I thought you just
But in
oh,
WCW, he did it like he did in the end, like the
yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
I
how
know
he
that,
used to
but
do
that
it.
was he already had a character and stuff.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
So I just assume, yeah, let me just go back to this old ass wrestling
It
move
just looks
because
more
nobody's doing
devastating
it.
too. But then again, it fit the story too because again, Moxie wants to fight
Mm-hmm.
Corazon de Leon. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to
Oh,
fight.
that's a different guy. That
Yeah,
guy's too young.
yeah, it's too young. He wants to fight the middle one, the lion heart.
Yep, yep.
So I actually dug that ending. It kind of made sense with the storyline that
The
they're
guy
going
that
with.
fought Wild Pegasus.
The Wild
We won't talk about
Pegasus.
his real name, but Wild Pegasus,
Wild
yes.
Pegasus. He fought Rey Mysterio. He fought Dean Malenko, which is backstage. He had
Mm-hmm.
102 moves. 1,002 moves.
Well, didn't Serena? Isn't Serena Deeb like? Doesn't she also have a thing? She has 1,000 or something.
Yeah, 1,000. Yeah, she's the woman of 1,000 holds.
There you go.
Yeah, and Jericho's the 1,001.
No, he's 1,004.
1,004. There you go. A lot of arm bars.
The what is it? The two-handle family credenza. Yep,
Yeah,
it's my
and all the
favorite
arm
one.
bars. Every single arm bar you can name. Anyway, AEW. What do you give it?
I'll give it a B. Solid B.
I'm gonna go B plus. I think some of the things landed with the storylines and stuff, so I was fine with that. I thought the women actually got some time when
Mm-hmm.
usually they don't get a lot of time, so I give it credit where credit's due. So I'll give B plus. Um, we go. Didn't I get like so? The one thing that's is kind of getting lost in translation. I just watch the results and don't really get to watch is Impact. I feel bad I haven't watched Impact because the app been acting up on my TV, so it kind of discouraged me from watching it.
I got you. I got you.
I want to see it in the big screen. Um, so I didn't get to watch it. I do pay attention to Brian Myers' title reign. So basically anything that he does that lines up on the show, I usually watch. So I did not get to watch it though, but I promise by next week I'll be all caught up with Impact because I plan to binge watch the last 3 episodes.
Scott Steiner's not having it.
I know he was like Impact was my shit. He did his last match there, and he felt like a sack of rocks doing the Hurricanrana.
A sack of boulders.
All you hear is boom, and it was the
I
dude
did get
he
to
flipped.
see. I did get to see. Okay, so I saw the women's singles match that was um, Dana Perrazzo versus Rosemary.
Yeah,
And so that was actually a pretty good match, and it had a lot of story stuff in it. And actually, I have to give them credit because I'm digging the little storyline between Decay and then between Deanna and um, what's the old girl's name? I
Chelsea
forgot.
Green.
And Chelsea because they were supposed to be invited to something,
Hmm.
to I think to the wedding vows,
Yeah,
and then they uninvited Jessica and she snapped on her, and then that's what caused Rosemary the match.
yeah,
And then they had this whole behind the scenes thing where they were just like basically breaking each other down. But it's so funny because now they kind of have a little bit of a different character. Like Havoc isn't just angry,
yeah,
and so now she's funny, but she's actually kind of funny,
yeah,
and it's really like that. You should watch them talk
yeah.
about it
I
because
definitely
it's
check.
funny to watch Taya Valkyrie not crack.
Yeah. I saw the digital media title, and then Brian Myers being the tortoise.
Oh yeah, I did get to see that. I did get to see that. He
It's pretty
cheated to
cool.
win.
Yep, yep.
That's what he does.
Yeah, he's good at it.
I did not see, but I saw the setup for PCO versus Dog Gallows. I
Yeah,
wanted to see that. And I did not see Vana by Design
I didn't get to see that
versus
either.
Motor City Machine Guns, which I think I should go back and watch.
Yeah, I didn't get to see that
But
any
you
the rest of the
can,
shows.
if you have missed it, this is just to shout out the Impact, the YouTube. They do put the matches on YouTube, so if you
Cool.
don't watch day of, they're just there.
All right, I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, I gotta watch the rest of the show. I'm gonna watch the last three. The last one I watched was the Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin match one. So I watched that. I've watched the full show. So I'm slowly catching up. Like I'll probably watch another episode or two today,
Hmm.
and then go catch up. So by next week I'll be good.
Yes, sir.
We go to Friday Night SmackDown, and again, this is Triple H's second week, and we already kind of see the establishing of different stars and things like that, and it makes me happy. So we kick off, and just also had a little this is also had a little storyline. Pat McAfee kind of started off the show, just talking shit, and then it goes to the backstage, and Corbin was getting mad, and Ricochet was laughing at his ass, and then wound up coming up fight, and it was actually a really good match. It was
Yes, sir.
Corbin versus Ricochet, and Ricochet wins.
What you think was gonna happen? Triple H came back. He's gonna forget about his boy?
Yeah,
No. What I tell you, that's the first thing I said. Ricochet is waiting in the wings for Triple H.
Yeah.
Boom. There you
And
go.
I feel like they're also going to utilize as Corbin as the heel he is as well, which is
Well,
great.
he's not going
No,
nowhere.
he's not.
He's dependable.
Yes.
That's what he is.
You got Shinsuke Nakamura defeat Ludwig Kaiser to earn a future Intercontinental title match next week on SmackDown.
I thought this was a disappointment because this is one of like the only things that felt like it was held over from like
Yeah.
the previous weeks. Again, this is the third time.
Yeah.
The third time these men are fighting.
But I thought the match was good.
I just can't care.
Yeah.
Like it's not like the match was the level of like a Sami Zayn Nakamura. It was okay, but
Yeah.
it's just like I can't. What are you doing?
Yeah. I guess again, going to Nakamura versus Gunther next week. So at least we got like a reasoning for that match. Like it goes into a title shot. So at
I
least
think they
that.
could have cleaned this up in 2 weeks.
Yeah, probably. We get Liv Morgan coming out, doing a little promo. The crowd was kind of mean to her in this show.
Yeah, I think people also turned out. It was like they didn't know they didn't give a damn about carrying cross either. So
Yeah,
this crowd was a little
a little
suspect.
suspect. Yeah. Yeah, they were like you tapped out, and they're kind of mean, but I was like, oh, but she played it off well. She said, "Thank you for
You know
calling me
what?
out on my shit."
But I will also say, hey, I mean, listen, I might not be the biggest fan of her, but hey, Ronda's got fans, so it
Yeah,
is what it is.
and this is the area that there will be fans of. So
Mm-hmm.
South Carolina, a bunch of those crazy, a lot of those redneck people. Anyway, Sonya Deville comes out, interrupts, saying that her title is gonna go to the end, and it starts the gauntlet match. And then Sonya Deville defeats Leah. Then you have Raquel Rodriguez defeats Sonya Deville. She defeats Chauncey Blackheart. She defeats Xia Li, and she defeats Natalia.
Yes.
Uh, and then Shayna Baszler, being the last contender, had a little bout between each other, and Shayna Baszler wins the gauntlet match.
Triple H was like, I'm sorry. Sorry, Shayna.
The easiest
Welcome
way
back.
to put someone back on the scene was Shayna Baszler winning this match, and now she's back in the title hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Simple thing.
Definitely. Let's get it started. We got also listen, not for nothing. It is a different. Well, I don't want to say different. Without having to do a bunch of rematches, we got to establish who's in the women's division on Friday, right?
100%.
There you go. There you go. That's a
And
win-win.
showcased, Raquel Rodriguez was showcased very strong too.
And Sonya too.
Yes.
Sonya too. She was just whooping that ass.
And
But yes.
I would say even Shanti got some time. She got some good offense in.
Hmm.
Yeah, Natalie was the one that just like I think she was overconfident and just got
She
slammed.
messed up.
Yeah.
She put herself in that position.
But it was a good match. And then you got the Viking Raiders defeat two dudes. One looked like Bobby, the dude from Rock and Roll Express. I was like, is that Bobby kid or something? But
No, that's the Midnight Express. No, Bobby Eaton is
oh,
the
Bobby,
beautiful Bobby.
the other
Yeah,
one,
he's
what's his
Midnight
name?
Express.
Oh,
Oh, I
the
know
other
you're talking
one.
about the
Yeah,
other guy from yes,
yeah.
right.
He had
Ricky
the white
Morton.
hair.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
thought that was his son or something. Not.
Who knows? It might be. Apparently, they got around.
Yeah. But yeah, and then Kofi comes in and beats the shit out of them with kendo stick,
Oh
and
yeah.
which leads to a match of Eric versus Kingston, which was a solid match. But Kofi Kingston wins and
Kendo.
runs away.
Kendo Kofi.
Yep.
That's
He's
his
gonna
new
come back.
name. Kendo Kofi.
Should come out with two of them. Do some Steve Blackman martial arts.
I'm not for nothing. I want to say I think the guy with the platinum blonde hair was in AEW and had like he was on like Dark
Okay.
and he had like a different hairstyle.
Okay.
So he does look familiar,
Gibson.
like
His
every
last name is
local
Gibson.
dude. So
And then our ending of the show was Roman Reigns, pretty much coming out for a promo. Drew McIntyre comes out, And while Drew McIntyre was talking, you saw the whole screen go black and white, and you saw a little lady standing in the end, and you hear the music hit, and it was solid. And then this dude just comes out of nowhere and beats the shit out of Drew McIntyre like he owe him money.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
very exciting, very good way of bringing a character back without no one knowing. With the original thing that made him the star he was on NXT was that entrance, was that character,
Now
and
with hair.
now with her, and her putting the hourglass to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is just looking at her like, now I gotta get a woman on my family, the bloodline
Uh,
now.
yeah. Also, the other thing I think somebody we all missed was Roman Reigns said Paul Heyman is going to the hospital,
Yeah,
not a local medical facility.
yeah, yeah,
Man, Triple H is really doing some shit. What's going on, man?
yeah.
He said hospital. Uh,
No
yeah, it
specialist.
made me laugh. It made me so
Yeah,
somebody because you know how people just be getting talking
yeah,
about all that weird stuff. Belt,
yeah.
wrestler.
Oh, and now you could get all that.
They said everything in like one day.
Yeah, yeah,
They almost
exactly.
did. Like Michael Cole said wrestler.
Yeah,
I mean, him and Corey Graves were talking about it. And I was just, I mean, Pat were talking about it. I'm like, oh damn, they don't even. They just going into it. All right, well,
yeah. Um,
so get well soon, wise man.
yeah. Also, like just a little highlights of it. Sami Zayn was knocking on the door like throughout the whole show, and it kind of built on to them getting aggravated with him and making him do Paul Heyman stuff, and then they getting aggravated with him. I think that might lead into something, especially with KO. So hopefully that would be cool
We'll see.
to actually see. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that was a very surprise ending, and I think it was used properly and very well. And now you have another person in the mix for that Universal title when you did not have no one at one point. So
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
yeah, SmackDown. What you give it?
That's it. TikTok. It is what it is. I'm
Yeah,
gonna give SmackDown an A.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna go A minus with SmackDown just because there's a slight lack of. I'll say that I agree with you with the Nakamura match. They could have did maybe something
Yeah.
different.
True enough.
Other
True
than
enough.
that,
True enough.
the vibe of the show went smoothly. I think Raw was 100% better, the better show this week. So I
F those
will,
fans though.
yeah,
Don't you dare boo live.
yeah, you gonna fight them all. You gonna fight all your kids.
Hmm. That's it.
Yeah, we ain't fighting. You fight all your kids. You beat the
Send
shit out
carrying cross to beat up everyone.
of them. So yeah, very good week in wrestling. We got Battle of the Belts 3 that appeared. The one thing I'll say, definitely watch the Claudio versus the Japanese dude. I always forget his name.
Oh,
That was,
Takeshita.
huh?
Takeshita.
Yeah, that was a really good match. So
He's
definitely check that out.
Mr. Cinnabon. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
and also also seeing Warlow try to powerbomb the big dudes just was straight out hilarious. It reminded me of shout outs to my minion, his son trying to powerbomb him. That's what it looked like.
Hmm. Hmm.
It was good. Anyway, we go
Did you
to
see? I was say we can see Rampage, right?
yeah, we're gonna go Rampage next. So we go to AEW Rampage, and we kick off with John Moxley versus Mace Warner.
I'm not familiar. I thought it was a solid match, but I'm not familiar.
I don't care. I did not care for him. I don't get how these random dudes are getting title shots, and they have number one contenders that have not got a title shot yet.
They had something for him to win that. He won a battle royal on Dark.
Oh, okay. I
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't care.
But I know the hype behind him is he's from one of the federations I think Moxley was doing stuff in. So
Oh, okay.
it in their universe it actually does make sense. If you follow that guy, it would make more sense. If you follow Moxley and where he goes when he's not on AEW, it makes even more sense because it make like they would cross paths. But
Yeah.
again, I did not see these episodes of Dark, so I didn't see him win. I did hear about it. I don't know the guy. The one thing I do say I like about his style is he reminds me of a young Terry Funk. The way he throws his punches,
Yeah.
way he like the way he sells some stuff, the way he falls flat out. It is some comical stuff to the way he does things, but it does remind me a little bit of Funk.
Oh. I was just like, why are these people getting title shots when there's actually no more contenders? You have a top five, and none of them are actually in the title picture. That's what gets me. I'm like, how you get rid of it anyway? You have Takashita versus Ryan Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler's brother.
Mm-hmm.
That was alright.
Not bad. He got his ass kicked.
Um, we got the introduction of Mason Ryan into Impact Wrestling. She's actually going to be one of the head people for
Not the other Mason Ryan. That's
uh,
Madison Rain.
Madison Ryan. Yeah,
Mason Ryan is the guy from what, the Nexus, I think it is.
yes, he was. Oh shit, I got the names wrong. So Madison Rain. My bad. Mason
Mm-hmm.
Ryan's like, I think what he's doing like Circus Soleil shit now.
Really? That big dude? Okay.
Yeah, he does.
I
Like,
guess he's at the bottom. Somebody's got to stand at the bottom of the pyramid, right?
yeah, it was like one of those articles they had on WWE.com. Where are they now? And he was one of them.
Oh, that's cool.
Layla Gray fought Madison Rain, and pretty much Madison Rain is pretty much going to be helping the women's division with storylines and
Good.
shit. And
She
I think
was
that's
hella
good.
solid in that match.
Yeah. So I think she's good for that backstage role of helping that women's division. I think it really needs. I think yeah, you definitely had to take Kenny Omega out of there. So have it with females touch and actually get them time. I hope they do. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a solid match.
Very solid. I just would say, I noticed you could tell the difference between her wrestling and Layla Gray,
Yeah,
which is basically like the AEW women's style almost.
yeah.
Hold on. Scott Steiner don't like.
He don't like it. He does never likes it.
He said none of them are Jordan Grace. He don't care.
Yeah,
I
that's
get
his
it.
favorite
I
one.
get it. I get it.
She let him
But
stomp him.
I'm just saying the thing I noticed between her style and what we usually see again, pacing, the
Yeah,
timing. Like it's not rush to move. It's actual take damage when they hit you and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I noticed that stuff.
yeah. I think that's something that a lot of AEW kind of has to like take apart because now you're gonna get like now the WWE is establishing that kind of style too, and like actually listening to the crowd and getting it built up and things like that. They always kind of did that, but it's still that's their thing. I feel like they have to go in that route as well because sometimes those matches are. It gets to a point that it just becomes pointless. It's just slam, power driver, jump up, jump up, jump down, and it just gets to a point that it becomes looking like the same match.
It looks similar, or it becomes like, well, you just did all this offense, but this person's gonna kick out of everything.
Yep.
And when you slow it down and do less offense, it's like it takes time to make it look like the stuff you did actually hurt, right?
Yeah.
Like, damn, oh, my back. Oh, I'm out here outside. Let's use the count for a little bit. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that, it does make sense in a wrestling match. It's not just let's see how many times I can fly and almost kill myself. I get it.
Yep.
Relax, guys.
And then we have our main event, which is Swerve in Our Glory. That's the tag team's name.
Mm-hmm.
Versus Tony Nese and Josh Woods. Fun match. I think this was my match of this show.
I'm not familiar with Josh Woods because I have not seen much ROH. They mentioned that he was, I think, one of their champions at one point. I think
Yeah.
either TV or regular champion.
Yeah.
And that he's not I think he was an MMA dude too. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of stuff about him. Like okay,
I,
it's
I
pretty good.
I think I'm here for any time Smart Mark gets hurt because it's hilarious.
But you know what? It's because he's so good at doing it.
Yeah, I'm just here because it makes me laugh. He catches me every single time. I'm like laughing at him, but not laughing like at him because he's doing something stupid. No, he's just very entertained because he gets his
Mhm.
ass kicked. And Smart Mark does a great job. Shout outs to the Major Bros, but yeah, Smart Mark does a fucking hell of a job. I think right now in AEW he's my favorite manager.
Yeah, I can see that. Because he's so active as well.
Yeah.
He can wrestle. He can speak.
Mhm.
He can get beat up. He can be like the butt of the joke. He could do everything. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree. AEW
very
Rampage, what
good
do you give
match
it?
though. Very good match.
Yeah, it was fun.
I'm gonna give it a V plus because I'm looking back at the actual matches and this is like they weren't bad.
Yeah,
They weren't bad.
I'll go
I
B.
but again, me personally was more invested in that first match though.
Okay.
So they weren't bad.
I wish I was more invested in the Moxley match. I was not because I kind of got turned off because of the fact that it was just random title matches, and the fact that you establish a ranking and just give random title matches is kind of annoying. Um, that's just me in the general, but I was not 100% into that match. But the main event I was really into, and I actually really like the guys that were working with Nice and Swerve and Keith Lee, and also love Smart Mark. So anytime Smart Mark gets hurt, I love it, and so I'll go B.
Hmm.
The women's was Madison Rain is good, good pickup too. So I was happy about that. She did good. She had a great Impact Wrestling career.
True, true.
We go into the weekend. That's for the weekend wrestling. We go into the podcast we listen to. I listened to a couple this week because Renee Parquette had a couple good cast on. She had Daniel Bryan or Brian Danielson on one. She also had C.J. Parker, aka Lana, on the other. Very good conversations. Very good eye-opening conversations about their stuff. So it was good to listen to those. Um, I listened to Ryan Satins. He had Eric Bischoff on, but I also listened to his other his weekly recaps, and they were actually pretty good. And after the bell had Bailey, and that was also a really good conversation.
Yep, that's basically what I heard. I heard
Yeah.
that after the bell.
And shout outs to the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. I always give them a shout out because I love their cast. And I was just very happy to see that, like, again, like the San Diego Comic Con was a very success. They're doing another live show very soon. They kicking ass and taking names with this podcast, and I'm very happy for them. So very good listen this week. They go into depth with the new AEW stuff and the current WWE figures that are coming out. They go more in depth with the figures, and then they actually got some in hand, so they actually kind of review like the Chauncey Blackheart and a couple others. So definitely check that out if you actually want to know about those figures. Um, what else? Jericho had a thing, Dave Meltzer on, and they talked about the fall of Vince McMahon, and I kind of, it was a decent listen, but it was just very like one-sided too, and I have like I'm getting a little annoyed of Jericho when he actually talks sometimes with WWE because he has a way of like, yeah, I still love them and things like that, but then he goes and shits on a lot of the shit too. But Dave Meltzer like kind of annoyed me with this conversation. I was just like, whatever. And they saying, oh, it's not gonna be as good. Watch it start trickling down, and I don't think you're seeing what they're doing right now. So keep it that
Wait
way.
a second. As good as what? As good as it was, like, what are they comparing it to?
Yeah,
The stuff that people were constantly saying is bad, or
yeah.
constantly saying that it was annoying. Like, man, what? Stop! Don't do that.
So
Don't
this
do
is the
that.
second week of Triple H's run, and I think Monday Night Raw had the highest rating Raw in like years.
I mean, that's good, but it's
Yeah,
also kind of sad.
yeah, yeah. But you know, it makes it sad. It makes it go to a point that is like, yeah, if you're gonna go rating war now, it like the only like real competition for WWE it's itself. Like it's gonna be Raw and SmackDown with the ratings. Other than that, like AEW doesn't even come close to none of those shows. So it's like if you want competition, it's SmackDown versus Raw fighting each other like for a top TV spot, not AEW, which is funny. But yeah, before like Triple H did a great job this week, so again I'm letting it flow and see how it goes throughout the weeks, but I already see the simplicity in the building of matches and stuff like that, and again it's going to that NXT gold build, not wrestling wise, but just how everything had a story and everything flowed together.
Yeah, and I think the entertainment part comes from the people themselves that they let the ones with the strengths that can talk and do this and that. And they're like, okay, so go ahead.
Yeah.
There you go. Like you said, we got to see the people that felt a little less held back,
Yeah.
and it was better, right?
Yeah.
So
It was a fun
there you
show.
go.
It was definitely fun. And now, last but not least, we do our wrestling retrospect. It's your pick this week, so who you got?
Uh, this week I want to again mix it up and not just pick current wrestlers or people just from the WWE. I want to go back to WCW, and I'm gonna pick somebody who's who they what's the term they use on after the bell? They give him his flowers. So I will pick somebody who deserves to have their flowers, who should have gotten them a long time ago, and that is Dean Malenko.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a really good
Mm-hmm.
one because he has a lot of like really underrated like cruiserweight title matches too.
He's
Like
got
not
stuff
the
all
popular
across the
ones.
world,
Yeah.
and like that's kind of the stuff I want to look at because I know I saw some. Obviously, there's un there's timeless classics like with him and Benoit,
Yeah.
him and Ray, him and Eddie. Uh, he's even had like good matches with in WCW, like good matches with Finley. He probably has some of Alex Wright's best matches. You know what I'm saying? Him and Ultimo Dragon. He fought
Yeah.
Ultimo Dragon.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. It got Ultimo
So
Dragon back. That was
him
the
and
one thing I forgot to.
Psychosis.
Yo, I forgot to check if Ultimo Dragon fought The Miz.
Ooh,
I think
okay,
he did it
okay.
during
He
like
probably
probably
did.
Superstars or something like that.
I was probably on SmackDown, right?
Yeah.
No, no, no. Maybe he was gone before then.
Nah, Miz was
No, no. Maybe Ultimo was gone before then.
Miz was there when he was there.
He was all right.
Yeah, he
I
was
don't
just,
know.
like starting up and stuff like that. He was in the tag. He was part of the ECW shit, and he was tagging with Morrison.
Okay, okay. Gotcha,
So I
gotcha.
don't know, but yeah, I
Um.
mean, Linko has really good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But he
Yes,
also
sir.
has like a lot of good matches with the non-known like cruiserweights like Super Calo and Damien and La Parca and like shit like that that a lot of people don't recognize unless they actually see it kind of thing. So it's gonna be fun. And like again, he does have a lot of history with Rey Mysterio and Chris Jericho and Psychosis and Eddie Guerrero and all that shit. So you're going to see a lot of good shit. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. So yeah, so Dean Malenko was the pick.
Yes, sir.
We wrap this up. This is the Wrestling Babble podcast. Easy way to listen to us is on Spotify. Wrestling Link. Um, like, subscribe, and once you like it and listen to a cast, give us a 5-star review. Helps us out a lot. Um, follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch. All Mark with the mic. And follow Red Cycle Link.
Yes, sir. Make sure you follow us anywhere and everywhere. Red Cyclone Inc. That is Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. That is YouTube. That is also SoundCloud. That is also Spotify. And we got a WordPress. So check it out.
Yep, yep. And always, I mean always remember, follow the Jinkies.
Just don't touch his sandwiches. He's hungry.